Thank you. Thank you. Hi everyone. I'm Samarth from Jashpur, Chhattisgarh, heading an FPC called Jain. Let me start with asking you a question. How much of you know Mahua? I think most of you know Mahua, right? And what if I told you that I start my every day with a cup of Mahua? It's not that Mahua, it's Mahua tea. So this talk I will take you through how we are redefining Mahua especially with the help of the tribal women, and we are redefining Mahua and reinventing the traditional food practices that have been the part of our tradition for a long, long time. So the story began somewhere around in 2010-11 while I was working in the Belgium. From my study point of view, I have a master's in nanotechnology, and I was working in plasmonic solar cells there. I have published few papers also. And during my study time, I had luck to meet Dr. Kalam twice during my study. So, and also from being from a small town, there was always a feeling that we are not giving back that a lot. So I decided to come back, and I started working in the field of organic farming and natural farming. So as it happens in tribal region, like in Jashpur, our area is very small, land holding is very small. So we don't have that much impact just by doing the agriculture. So I shifted slowly towards the processing part. But the major issue that I faced with the SHGs while working in my region and now I can see in every region is that beyond a small scale they cannot flourish. And the reason that was learned in hard way was trust, because they have trust issues, we have trust issues, government has trust issues, they have trust issues with the people like me who are trying to help. They don't even trust themselves in some or the other way. So, but this experience has changed during COVID. We all faced COVID. COVID hit hard us. So there was a lack of sanitizer, and we needed sanitizer to make. And Mahua is badly famous for making alcohol. So I thought, why cannot enrich the alcohol percentage of the Mahua drink and make it to the sanitizer? So I asked the department. The administration said okay. So I started experimenting in my lab. I have a small lab of my own. So we successfully developed, I can say, I think world's first Mahua sanitizer from Mahua liquor that was available with us. Then the problem was how to scale up because we needed that in large quantity. So we discussed with the administration, and then these things come up. We transferred the technology to the self-help group. I taught them how to make everything. They were forefront of this business itself. So it was a win condition for government also. Government could support the SHG. And when SHG women, they were branding it with their own name. And when they were producing it, so there was a feel of trust and feel of dignity in them. Yes, this product is made by us and this is making a change. Because that was very crucial time. It was during the first wave. Nothing was available. So that gave them confidence. So with that team only, the name of the SHG was Singi SHG. With that team only, we formed the farmer producer company, and we started exploring this Mahua. So for Mahua, I mean the story is very interesting. What happened that we were exploring various traditional food processing methods, like why it's very tasty when we cook in the earthen pots in the open wood or cow dung cake. Why the hand pounded rice is much more nutritious. So during the hand pounded, the thing dheki you must know, few of you must know in the villages we use dheki for pounding masalas and rice. So this is very common in the tribal village. So we were visiting a tribal village, but due to very heavy rain, we got stuck there for like 5 and 6 hours. So there was an old lady who was cooking a sweet. This is, I'm talking about Adivasi, Pahadi Korwa Janjati. I mean, they are literally tribals, primitive tribes we can say. So when she offered us the sweet, it was very sweet and very, I cannot explain the taste. It was very awesome, you can say, amazing. So when I asked, I mean, how you cook this? So she told me it takes 4 days to prepare. And because it was a total tribal region, they didn't have any sugar or jaggery. So I asked, I mean, from where the sweetness is? So they said it was Mahua. So things happened. She gave us in a pack of dona, I came back in the lab, I put it in my lab and left it. I mean, we forgot, I mean, days continued. Like after 5 or 6 months, one of my co-worker came rushing to me and said, sir, that sweet, it tastes same exactly as it was. So I was totally surprised because how it can be stable for like 5 or 6 months and when it was just packed in the leaf, dona. So then something clicked. I mean, when villager or tribal, can prepare food that can be stable for 5, 6 months without proper packaging. And what we are eating today, everything is filled with chemicals. Everything is filled with, additive. Everything is filled with preservative. So why, we should not, deep dive into the food processing, the ancient techniques, like we remember when we worked with the achar. Earlier, when I was kid, you can say we used to have achar that was stable for 5 or 6 years, but nowadays company they have I think maximum shelf life is like 12 months, 18 months, something like that. So why is that happening? And also while working with the SHGs, we had a lot of interesting instances where we saw them eating mahua everywhere. I mean mahua puri, mahua chutney, and all. So when we dive deep into the mahua, we saw it's an amazing fruit with very high sugar content, with very high iron and calcium. So we started exploring and we started working in those products. But this all was possible only with the word, when I say the trust, because I cannot work with each and every production. I cannot work in the mahua collection. I cannot work in the packaging. And to find labor, it's very hard, especially in the small towns. So what we did, we formed a farmer producer company with the self-help group. We gave them the ownership. We trained them. We made them the owners. We made them the decision makers. We let them decide, I mean, yes, you have to do this. You can do this. And it is your product. It is your baby. So that's how it all started. So earlier, what used to happen, and why I think the most of the SHG programs, they don't go or they reach that height, is because we just feed them something like we provide them with the plant machinery, we provide them with the technology, and say, okay, do the business. But this is not, I mean, way how it can be done. You have to train them. You have to give them ownership. You have to have their trust. Government should trust them. They should trust the government. They should trust the agencies with those they are working. So these were the few things, which changed. So, yeah, sadly, almost 100% of the Mahua flower that is in trade is used just for liquor. That's hard fact. The few of the part that villagers keep for themselves, they do consume, but every part is used just for liquor. But traditionally, it had been, in the part of food for in the tribal life. When we go to Ayurveda part also, there is a not long version, but yes, there is a good reference on Mahua and its potential regarding the health. So I will not go much deeper into the products, but yeah, the sugar content and the nutrition content was the main thing that struck me that okay, now we should explore this more. And these are few of the beautiful products, made all by tribal women themselves. These 2 or 3 things are very new, very enriching. So small interventions, how we are able to gain the trust and how it bring a lot of change in the family of, you can say, more than 4,000 farmers. Mahua, they used to pick up, those who are familiar, they used to pick up in the ground. So for a family of 3 or 4, it takes like half a day full to collect Mahua from 1 or 2 trees. So we did nothing new. We used just the net around there. And with that, a single farmer, can collect Mahua from 30, 40, 50 trees. Initially, what happened, because there was no trust between the farmer, even though I was a local, I was born there, I was from there, but there was no trust because, they have been fooled by a lot of companies everywhere and every villages, So they thought, yeah, Mahua, I mean, when he is tying the net, he will take away all the production, he will claim the tree. But over the years, like this is of my 4th year, so now we have more than 5,000 registered farmers who are doing these practices. So a single farmer family, if you consider the labor and all, they were able to collect only 20% or 10% of the production. Now they are, gaining almost 100 times, even 100 times more if a farmer has like 20, 25, 30 trees. So it's rewarding them very, very highly, even though if you are not processing Mahua for the food grade, but just for the collection part. So this is how, trust works. Once you know, yeah, this is the right thing. And once a farmer seek, yeah, Bagalwala, he's earning more just by tying the nets. So this is how things is spread. It takes time. Now again, about the trust, what new we did was, because I was the local expertise there, especially in the processing sector. So there are a lot of government schemes, there are a lot of foundations, like even this is the foundation, there are other teams also. They want to work with the SHGs, FPCs, FPO. But there is no link between all of these. Like when we go, we try to push something here, you have to do these things. But we don't ask what actually they want. So we made a synergy between the government, the local body. We provided the women with the training. We decided each and every step, every decision was taken from their point of view. And they were made actual decision makers. Yeah, if you want to go for training, where do you want to go for training? How you want to train? There are other things also, how we, empowered the, you can say, scientific temperament. When we talk about food, I mean, the main challenge is, creating same taste each and every batch wise. And when we work with hand, because our focus is providing more and more job opportunities, to the tribal women. So it was very hard for us, to ensure that. So because for cooking also, you need a specific temperature. And especially when you are, cooking with wood, you are cooking with a cow dung cake. So telling them to use the temperature probe each and every time. So first it was challenging. I mean, you can say even they revolted, like, we are making food since generation. Why are you telling us to use the meters? But when we send them to training to the institutes like NIFTIM, the Food Research Institute, and other universities, and they saw how the scientists are working, why they are measuring everything, how things are. So slowly with the exposure, they understood what is the importance, why it is needed. And unless we follow these small principles, we cannot achieve the consistency, we cannot achieve the industry level readiness of our products. So that's what we focused on. And another thing was when we made them owner, I mean, when you are making product for yourself and you are selling it under your own brand, and when you see this batch is not as up to the mark of the last one, so there was again curiosity with them that what went wrong. So that made their mindset very clear, like, yeah, we have to follow the scientific process, we have to follow the workflow, we have to follow, the fingerprint timing system and all, because following these things with the tribal region is very hard. Sticking with the time, sticking with how you work, making them wearing head caps. So these things we tackled by sending them to various institute, sending them to various conferences. Last year, this is photo from International Conference on Millets, this one. So when I was not there, I sent my team only. So when these women, presented their products to the scientists, to the international delegation, and when they got appreciation from them, so that was a different level of trust. And after that, when they came back, I can saw the 100% change in energy, because it provided with them dignity, yeah, that they are doing something, and they are making a change, especially with the product Mahua that is hitting their home hard, because Mahua is just used for liquor. So that was a different change in the perception of how you should work and how traditionally they used to work. Here we are just also we are not just working with the Mahua. So we are also working with the traditional food processing methods that I told. So this is wood pounding rice. So here is some example how many times the fiber, like 15% time the wood pounded rice is more fiber. Why is that? Because the outer barn layer is still intact. But these things were followed earlier in the villages, but no one is following them now because it is time consuming. But consumer is ready to pay. We just organized these women's, we just organized, these dhekis, and we trained them how to, ensure the quality, and we provided kind of good packaging. And now this rice that they usually used to sell at around 80 rupees, now they are selling at 220 rupees. So same rice, same thing, just wood processing. So these are the small changes, that we can, bring when we have their trust, and when we have them in our team and they understand, yes, they also need us. And we need them because we need food. We cannot survive just with the chemicals. Yeah, so these are few of the products that they have developed with Mahua. I will not go into very much details, but With Mahua, we are making alternate of the maple syrup, you can say, but very much nutritious than maple syrup. It can be also used as a sweetener. We have developed Mahua Vanyapras. We are developing cookies. We are developing laddus with ragi, Mahua, makhana, and dry fruits and other stuffs. We are also using the traditional dehydration practices. Like you can see the flowers here, they are plucking the flowers for making marigold tea. Marigold tea is very good for skin. So every household has a small backyard, in the villages. So they cannot grow crops, but they can grow flowers. So someone is growing marigold, someone is growing chamomile, someone is growing aparajita, blue pea. That most of you have heard the blue pea tea. It's nothing, it's aparajita, it's grown like wild in villages. So we just train them how to pluck them. And they dehydrate it over there, wooden stove, wood-fired stove. That's usually the process of dehydration of mushrooms in the villages. We just ask them to follow the same steps for these herbs, and we just simply pack them in a bag of tea, and it's selling like good. So it's about finding opportunities what's in our backyard, and seeing how small intervention can actually help them in the longer run. But they also need support in each and everything. We cannot just provide them with basic training and say, okay, go sell your product. So that's where people like me, institute like this, and all the experts can join hands and come together, see how we can actually bring the change. Thank you.